He's a special guest. He's on his way back from Indianapolis and stopped in. He often performs at the Comedy Vault in Batavia. Please give it up for the Rose of the West Suburbs, Axel Cardenas!
Peotone, how we doing?
Good.
All right. All right. It's I feel really good being here in Peotone. I like when I'm in a place where there's hardly no Mexicans. It makes me feel rare.
Hardly.
Right. Don't worry. Any white girls in Chicago ruined it. You know, I think now that I'm a dad, I start to wonder, you know, my kids getting older. I get curious. You know, with this whole gender transition, I kind of wonder if my son is gay. I'll admit it. I want to know. I want to know those kind of things. So when I'm going through my Instagram, I could tell he's like looking, and then you know you see the girl looking, and I scroll it up, and he's like, I could tell he's like, oh. And then he notices that I notice. I'm like, oh, hey. He's like, oh no. I'm like, okay, we're safe. He's okay. He's little. He's not. He's not gonna do that shit. You know. But my son has ADHD, and I think so did I when I grew up. But I'm Mexican, you know. My parents don't know about that shit. You know, I would misbehave and they'd be like, come on. I mean, you guys are in Peotone, but if you guys go to like where Zoe's from, Aurora, we're by the bundle. You see that by the Mexican section. By the way, don't buy tortillas at Walmart. That's my Mexican tip for the day. Yeah, folks, my kid has ADHD. I smoke weed not because he gives me anxiety. I smoke weed because I like it. Like you guys enjoy beer. What I shouldn't do is go to the store with him, because when we get online, it's like this. They know. It's like they know. If you're like, please, just sit still. And again, folks, my kid has ADHD, and he knows. He gives me this look. He's like, hey, fuck some shit up. And sure enough, he's like, and then they say weird things. My kid's little. He's like, Sasakisa, and I'm like, the fuck is that? Then I'm in the shower, taking a shower. I'm like, Sasakisa. I can't get it out of my head. And I'm saying weird shit. But growing up, I grew up with a single mom, Mexican. Thanks to my mom, you know, I became the professional bilingual that I am today. My mom exposed me to the world in different ways. When we would go to the grocery store, I would translate. We would go to the bank, I would translate. When she would come to the parent-teacher conference, I would translate.
Let's go!
And I would tell my mom when we get there, I'm like, Mom, well, I kind of wait when we're by the teacher. And I would say, Mom, she's going to tell you that I'm a fantastic student. And by the third grade, I learned to make an F into an A. Really well. When you didn't notice. But the teacher would tell me in front of the mom and say, hey, Axel, you're mucking around. Moment of truth. You got to tell her. And I would say, Mom, the teacher says that I'm doing great. Ma, estoy haciendo fantástico. And my mom the teacher looks at me, she's like, ni madres, hijo de la chingada. There's a culture different. Sometimes growing up, you know, I had my friends, you know, and their mom would pick them up and they were like, oh, you'll do better next time. No, not Mexican parents. And then they insult themselves. That's what I didn't get. You guys take your kids, and if they do something, you're gonna be like, you motherfucker. No, maybe at home. But in Spanish, hijo de la chingada. Hijo de tu puta madre. That's like, your mom's a bitch. Growing up, I'd be like, why did my mom like curse herself out? I'd go along with it. Yeah, growing up Hispanic, it trained me to be a cool comic collector, you know. Do you guys remember the show Cops in the 90s? Oh yeah, 7 o'clock primetime TV. Yeah, especially in the 90s. I remember the domestic calls. Those always seem so vivid, so real, right? You see, they go and they get there, the police, and the wife's like, the man hit me. And you see a kid with a shitty diaper running across the road. And then you see this big fat dude, Mexican, sitting on the sofa. I didn't do it. Unbeknownst to me, one day, my mom, she goes to my bedroom and wakes me up, and she said, I need you to translate. And I'm like, okay. And I get out of my room, and I go to the living room, and I see my dad, and I see 3 police officers, and I look at my dad, and I'm like, the fuck did you do? And I looked at my dad and my mom, and I looked at him, and I would tell the police officer, I'm like, look, officer, what had happened was my dad was working 2 shifts. She was really excited to tell my mom. He threw her a beer, she just didn't catch it. She just one big misunderstanding. That's all that is. Cool comic collectors. Cool comic collectors. Now I work in HR. Oh, we're having a good time. Did you guys have a good Valentine's? Yeah?
No.
It's hard to fuck when you have kids. It's hard to fuck.
So true.
Yeah, I developed a way. No, it's called giddy up. It's more like a stamina exercise. Now what I do is, you get behind the girl, your significant other. If you're married past 10 years, you could try it. I mean, at that point. But fellas, you get like this, and you give it one thing. The back of the hand, you hang on, you're like, get it up, motherfucker. Knock it off this thing. And if you can last more than 5 minutes, you got it. You got it going on. Folks, my name is Axel. Thank you. Keep it going.